Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's already Wednesday, you guys. Let's get the video pinned. How's everybody doing today? Oh, I have one person. Hopefully I'm starting this at the right time. I think I did good this week. Last week I was a little early, wasn't I? Okay, I think we're good. So if you can't tell, I got a new light. So it does look really bright this way when I'm on the camera, but when I start to draw, I think it's good. It gives me better light, which gives you better light. And before I had two different lights. One of them I was actually, when I was drawing, you couldn't really see it, but I'm constantly drawing around it. So I had a light, I had a phone holder cable in front of me and a light cable, and I'm like drawing around them. So this makes it a little easier because this one just stands over here off to the side. Now I don't have to have that weird light cable, just have to have something to hold my phone. But I know that right now I look really like blown out. I can see it on my computer. Everything's like really shockingly overlit. So good morning, kind of afternoon, early afternoon. Today we are celebrating our teachers. So we're doing a drawing for our teachers. Super fun, super cute. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit even of our taco party, because it's just a lot of different characters on a page. So when you draw this, you could keep it for yourself, but this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. And I know a lot of you guys are doing distance learning right now, and so you email with your teachers and correspond with your teachers, and I think you could take a picture of your art and you could send it off to your teacher. That's an awesome little thank you to them. So fun way to share it, and then also don't forget, share it here with us too, because we like seeing your artwork as well. I don't think I really have any other announcements other than that. So let me flip the camera around. I didn't write anything on this picture, but because I assumed a lot of you would send this to your teachers, and you can write some sort of note on it for your teacher. So let me flip you around, and you're very welcome for doing this. And there is our art. So teachers love school supplies, don't they? They always need them. We help them out with them by sending them off. So I thought we would celebrate by doing some school supplies. So again, we have glue. So you could write something like, thanks for being the glue that holds us together, or there's supplies. Thanks for supplying us with an education. Like, those are all kind of cute little sayings that you could write on it. And you could come up with others. You guys are so creative. You can keep it like this. You could make them smaller and put them on an actual desk. You could throw in some other art supplies in here. Maybe you add one of the pink erasers, or maybe you add a highlighter, or I don't know, there's like all kinds of little supplies that you could add in there. So I'll be excited to see what you guys do with your art. So let's get our paper handy. And so you'll see we're using, we definitely want orange, I did orange and blue. I did my standard number 2 pencil, so the yellow with the pink. You can make your ruler any color, your little cup any color. You can make anything. You can make these colored pencils. I mean, we draw, or maybe you're doing this for your art teacher. I'm sure your art teacher would love it. And you could make in your cup, you could have little colored pencils. So let's put that aside. And then let's get going with the drawing. So I want all of my characters to be the same, on the same line. So I'm going to go ahead and put a ground line in. Just a line going across my page. Now, if you're putting them on a desk or doing something different, you don't have to do that line. And I'm going to start with my glue. So for my glue, I'm going to draw over here, kind of close to the edge of the page, I'm going to draw a rectangle. And I'll go back and curve my lines for that rectangle after. But for now, I'm just going to start with that rectangular shape because that makes it easier. And now to curve the lines, you just draw little arches, little curves inside the corner of each of these triangles. And now, once I erase the little points, I have that curved glue-shaped bottle. I erased a little bit of my ground line right there, so I'm just going to put it back in, just like that. Well, thank you, Scarlett. I'm happy to be your art teacher right now. Now, for the little, the top of a glue has kind of two parts. It has the part that screws onto the bottle, and then it has the pointed tip that the glue comes out of. So for the part that screws onto the bottle, I'm going to do a line coming down. It's going to come into the bottle on each side. So see, I'm down in the bottle a little bit. And then I'll connect these two lines with a curve. And I'll connect the top with just a slight, that's just a slight curved line. And once I have that, I can erase this line inside of the lid. And I'll add those texture lines inside of it. Just like that. We're drawing it because this week is school appreciation or teacher appreciation week. So we're drawing it for our teachers. Or just because maybe you're homeschooled all the time and you use school supplies. I think we all use supplies. So for the center tip, I'm doing a longer line on each side in the center. And then you can close that off with a curved tip. So it's almost like a little bit like the tip of a triangle, but the little curve at the top. And let's do another little curved line inside that just for a little detail. And our glue is going to have a label, so I'm going to do a line going across up here towards the top, and then a line down here towards the bottom. That one got really wonky. Straighten that out a little bit. There we go. I'm going to do those simple hands like I did for my taco party, guys. And I'm just going to do a line with a little circle on it on this side, and then a line on this side with a little circle on it. I do the video live, and then when it finishes, I post the whole thing to this page, and then I also post it on YouTube. There is a delay on YouTube because the YouTube takes a really long time to upload. But yes, it's in both places, so it will be here on this page later. Now for my glue's face, I'm going to do 2 simple circles for eyes. And you can make them as big as you want. I did them on a little bit on the smaller hand. A little bit smaller eyes. Some little curved lines above the eyes for the eyebrows. No problem. And then inside the eye, I'm going to do a curved line up near the top. So this will be the little white portion of the eye, and this will be the black. And so since this is the black portion, I'm going to draw those 2 little circles of light inside of that. And for the mouth, I'm going to do a curved line here between where the eyes are, just below. And I'm going to give this guy an open mouth. So I'm going to do a curved line down below it, a little hot dog tip down here. And then I thought it would be funny to just give him some goofy teeth. I'm just going to do 1 tooth right in the middle of the mouth. So I'm just drawing a little square right in the middle of the mouth. And that's our bottle of glue. Now you could write something on the label if you want. You know, you could make him saying something. I'm sticky. Anything you want to do to make this drawing your own. So next, let's do the glue stick. And the glue stick is going to be just a little bit over because they're going to be holding hands. So I'm going just a little ways over from the glue bottle, and I'm going to draw the bottom curve line of my glue stick. And I'm doing it above the ground line because I'm going to give him legs. So I can do that now. I'm going to do lines down to my ground line. And then I'm going to do little curves on the outer side for the feet. If you do the curves on the inside, it looks like the toes are pointed in, which actually in cartoon can look kind of funny. So it's another way to do the feet to make them look different. And so I don't want my glue stick as tall as my glue bottle. He needs to be shorter. So I'm going to bring this line up, maybe about there. And then bring it up from the other side. Straighten this one out just a little. And then at the top, I'm going to put a curved line going up. And I'm just going to erase this little line. I started making him a little more narrow, and I really want him to be kind of evenly shaped from top to bottom. Now inside here, I'm going to put another curved line going in, and that makes it look like the top of the glue stick. Now another way you could do this glue stick is you could not have the cap on, and then you could have, you know, the glue sticking out. So close off, don't do the cap portion, and then just do the stick of glue coming out. Would be another cute way to do it. But I'm doing the cap, so I'm going to do a curved line here for the lid of my glue stick. I'm going to give him an arm just coming down from the arm of the glue so they look like they're holding hands. And then I'll put his other arm coming down. So he has one arm now, the glues are sticking together. There's my good dad joke of the day. And then the other arm is coming down this way. And then I'm going to do for him bigger oval eyes. So 2 big ovals. I kind of thought it looked funny that his eyes look bigger than this, even though he's a smaller guy. And then going to do a curve up towards the top. And then another curve below that. And then a circle of light, and I'm putting it right in the center. Yep, the cap is like the hair. And then I'm going to put his smile not so close to his eyes. I'm going to bring it down here and just do a simple curved smile. And the last piece we need is that little bottom, the part you turn on a glue stick to make the glue come out. So I'm just going to do a slightly curved line right down here. And then I'm going to put those little lines down through it. And now he looks like a glue stick. Now when I color him, I colored some blue. Glue sticks to me, they're always like that orange lid with some blue on the body. So I'm not going to do a line, but I'm just going to just kind of color in the corners with a little bit of blue. So now I have both of my glues. Now the pencil, I'm going to have him pretty close to the glue, and I'm going to start with a V. So I'm going to put a V, letter V, down here on my paper. And the pencil I want really tall. Okay, so this is like the trickiest part of this pencil is trying to get yourself a pretty straight line going up for whatever length you want the pencil. I'm going to stop right about there. Now, if you have trouble with that and you have a ruler around, then just take a ruler and do your line. So if you don't want to freehand it, then get yourself a ruler. I actually really like the look of a free-handed line in cartooning because I like the kind of inconsistencies that you can get in that line. So I'm just going to freehand my line. Down, because most of the time I can't even find a ruler. I just happen to have one sitting here. I'm going to make that a little more narrow. Plus I did one line with one and one line without one, and then I think it looks goofy because one line is pretty straight and the other one's like got a little bit of curve to it. Now to finish off the top of my pencil, I'm going to do a curved line because that's the eraser. My pencil has some eraser at the top. And then I'll put a line going across. So that's my eraser. And then I'll put those little lines for this part, this middle part. I'm just going to do maybe 4 of them. Now down here on this triangle, I'm going to do a zigzag for, see, when you sharpen a pencil, you always kind of end up with this kind of weird zigzag shape. That's kind of what I'm doing down here. And it doesn't have to be consistent. It's not consistent on a pencil either. And then a line across the tip. And this is where I'll color in the color of the pencil. It's okay if you forgot and you're late, then you can hang out and watch, or you can wait till the drawing is done and then watch it in full afterwards. Okay, now I'm going to put a line going down, and I'm going to do it kind of low on the body because I want his other hand holding my cup's hand. So I'm going to put his arms right about here. And then I'll put this one coming out this way. And then my supply jar will be holding hands with my pencil. Now for my pencil, I wanted to give him glasses. So I did 2 circles up higher on the pencil, and they're coming outside of the pencil body. So 2 circles and then a little line to connect. And I'm erasing this pencil line. Now, typically with glasses, you would see the body of the pencil inside, right? Like we would see the body of the pencil. But I actually want to make this look sillier. So by erasing that line, now I'm actually going to give him eyes inside that are almost too big for his body. And it just adds some character and some funniness to the pencil. So I did circles inside my circle, and those circles, if you actually look at them, they're coming outside of the body of the pencil. So it almost looks like either his eyes are too big, or it looks like those glasses that are so magnified. I almost said magnetized. So magnified that it's making his eyes look bigger. And I'm going to do little curves on the outer edges of his eyes. And those are going to make his eyes look silly too, because it's going to make them look like they're both looking a different direction. And then I'll give him a smile closer up towards his eyes. And I'm going to add some little lines, just a couple down here. You know, our pencil has dimension to it. You know, like I can see a line right here on my pencil, right here. So I'm just going to add two little lines just to give some detail inside of my pencil. And I'm going to write no for number. So if I abbreviate, I'm going to put no with a dot, and that shows that it's an abbreviation. And then 2 for my number 2 pencil. And then lastly, I have my cup of supplies. So for my cup of supplies, I'm going to put it in here. Doesn't matter how big or how tall you make it. And I'm just going to do a line that's pretty close to my pencil. And then I can go ahead and put the hand. So see, here's the line of the pencil jar holding the pencil. And then my other line is actually going to be pretty close to the edge of my paper. And then a line going across to connect those two lines. And that's my little pencil jar. And this arm, because I'm so close to the paper, I'm just going to sneak it in really small over here. If you ran out of room, though, it's not a big deal. I barely have room for that arm. I just squeezed it in. So for the face on this jar, I'm going to have closed eyes. So I'm going to do 2 curved arches. And then I'm going to put little lashes off of the ends, just two lash lines. And this one's going to get a bigger face, bigger smile. So I'm going to do 2 curved lines off to the side, and then a big smile to connect them. And I gave a little tongue, so a little hot dog shape coming out from the smile with a line for a little tongue sticking out. And then now you decide what you want to put inside your pencil jar. I'm doing some pencils, some more pencils, because that's kind of what my jar looks like. So I'm just going to draw another pencil in here. I'm going to draw 2 lines kind of at an angle because it's kind of just tipped over in my jar a bit. And then I'm going to put the pointed end up on this pencil. And I'll do the same thing I did for my other pencil. Little zigzag, a little tip, and then just that simple smiley face, the 2 circle dots and a smile. I'm going to put a ruler in. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, a line starting to come down, go across, and then back down till I reach the top of my jar. Erase these little guidelines I had. And for the ruler, we have those little lines and then a longer line and then a little lines and a longer line. But see, this guy is covering him. So eventually we wouldn't see any more of the little ones. We would just see a little bit of the long one sticking out. For his eyes, I'm going to do 2 circles on the smaller side, and they're going to be right next to each other. So no space between the eyes. And then I'll just put dots in the center for the pupils. And I'm going to do a crooked smile here. So it's going to curve up and then around. So it's kind of tilted off to the side this way. Oh, I made it all blurry. Refocus. There, see? His crooked little smile. then I'm going to put one more pencil. Actually, you know what? Let's show you how to draw something different because we've already done a couple pencils. So let's put a pen. So I'm going to do an angle going this way and then make it fatter. So my other line's going to come like this. And then let's do a slightly curved line here, connecting those two lines. And then this is going to come out a little bit wider, so I'm just adding a little bit of line on each side. And I'll bring the line up. And then curve to connect that. And then a little tiny square on the top. And now it looks like kind of a dry erase marker. And then you just erase that ruler line that's inside of your pen. Now for his face, I'm going to do kind of scrunched up eyes. We did these yesterday where you just put a letter V. And then I'll just do a little curve of his mouth is touching the side of the pencil jar and a little line, and that's his face. Yeah, an eraser is a good idea to put in. And you could fill this. You could add lots of little supplies in there. I'm just going to do the 3. And now to make this look like a cup, I'm going to, from this corner, I'm going to do a curved line coming up. It's going to end at my supplies. And then on the other side, a curved line coming up. And now it looks like my supplies are inside of the cup. Aw, don't hate your drawing. I bet if I saw it, I would like it. We're always the most critical of ourselves when most of the time what we've done looks amazing. So that is the completion of my supplies. And then I'm going to come back in with my pen and do all of my line work in pen. So it stands out when I color it and gives me an edge to work with. And see now, since I put those curved edges in, I can just draw right on those curved edges and I don't have to do the points at all in the bottle. Do these little lines. I'm a firm believer that I think everybody's art is good. I haven't seen one piece of art on the group that I did not think was wonderful. And then we can color this part in black. The pupils of the eyes. And that funny little tooth. and over into the glue stick. And like I said, when you're done with your drawing, I know, you don't know where your teacher lives probably, so you can't mail it to them, but you could always just take a picture of it and send it off to their email. I know most of you guys are emailing with your teachers right now anyway for distance learning, or using some sort of classroom database where you could share it with your teacher there. And you could write your own little message to your teacher on it. Or if your parent is your teacher right now, you could also write a little message for them and give it to them, thanking them for teaching you right now. And maybe if you have a PE teacher who's teaching you at the moment, you could do a drawing like this and just have it be like sports equipment, different balls or different things that you use in PE. That would be a fun version. I love drawing lots of little objects together and then making them all friends. Making them all characters, like we've done here. We've made a bunch of school supplies into little characters. Just these skinny lines for the metal portion of the pencil. Write my little number 2. Remember to put the dot so it looks like an abbreviation. Color in this pupil. And see, with those circles of light out to the side, it gives him kind of funny eyes. They're looking out to the edges. That long line. Then you do the little zigzag. And the tip of the pencil. And I'm just going to color this triangle in black also. And those little lines just kind of showing the shape of the pencil. And lastly, I just have my little pencil jar. I have just enough room for that little arm. Got really close to the side of my page today. Sometimes I run out of room. And you know what? Sometimes when you're doing art, most of the time, if you make a little mistake like that, no one notices but you. And then I also have times that, I have to erase and I have to kind of start over. If I was doing one of those big erasers, I would really just draw a rectangle with curved edges and then give it a face and color it in pink. I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, capturing any weird angles or anything like that. Like, you know, here's an eraser I have, and mine is more squared off. Those pink ones tend to be more rounded. So I would literally just draw a rectangle, curve your edges just slightly on each side, give it a little face, and then color it in pink, and it's going to look like an eraser. Sometimes I think you draw things and you're thinking, I don't think that looks right, but it just needs the color. Once you add that color, everybody knows what it is. So if I was doing an eraser on this page, I would just throw in a rectangle shape, but I'd curve the edges a little bit and then color it in pink. And you have all different kinds of faces already on here that you can kind of choose from. Just give it a simple little face. Do these little ruler lines. That smile. I'm just going to color this in black. This mouth I'm going to color in pink inside. And then his eyes are those two circles, and they just have the dot right in the middle. And then I wanted to give some freckles on my jar, so I'm just going to put some little freckles over here in the cheek area. And that, oh, I need the ground line. I did that last this time. So I'm just going to go in and add that ground line. And you can do it kind of step by step. You don't have to go all the way across with one big line. You could just connect your jar, then go from your jar to the foot, between the feet. So if it's hard for you to draw that one consistent straight line, you can break it up into different lines based on where your objects are. So now I'm just erasing all of my pencil marks left behind. Oh, I forgot the cup lines. See, sometimes I catch little things I forgot to put on. Sometimes I even do it after I've erased. I get everything erased and then I look at it and realize, well, that looks funny. And I realize I missed the line, so I just go back in and add it. Because most of the time you can see, you can tell which line is missing. All right. Now for my glue, I'm going to use an orange, which I actually need to sharpen a little bit. And I'm going to color just this tip here in orange, and I went with a darker orange on the glue, kind of a really deep orange. This color is just called, guess what it is? It's just called orange. So I'm going to color just that tip in orange. I'm going to leave this white, and then I'm going to color the label in orange. But I do want to put that little mouth, I'm going to color in pink on the inside of the mouth. So I'm going to do that first, just so I don't accidentally go over it in orange. So I'll go around the mouth. Go around the eyes. Just kind of outlining the shapes that I don't want to color inside of. And then I can start putting in those edge lines inside the label. And one more down here. And again, I just do this because it helps me stay inside the lines when I'm coloring. And now I can go really fast inside the label. And I'm doing this with a little bit of a harder touch. Really saturating it with color. Getting this all colored in, nice and dark. On the glue stick, I'm going to use a different color orange because I didn't want them to match exactly. So I still wanted to stick with kind of an orange on the glue stick because the glue sticks have that orange, usually an orange lid. I mean, it depends on what brand you buy, but there's my glue. And now for my glue stick, I'm going to come in with a lighter orange. This one is called, isn't that funny? So this is called orange, and the one that I think is lighter. Oh, this is the one I want. I want orange yellow. I grabbed the dark orange. I was thinking, gosh, I don't want to color it darker. So this one too, I'm just coloring with a lighter touch also. Doing as much color saturation. I just went out of my line there. See, even I still go out of the line sometimes. And then I'll do this bottom part, this color. And I'm going to make these eyelids, and I'm going to do them orange also. So this little top portion, you could also instead leave this white and then color this middle line an eye color. But I'm going to do little eyelids and then the white and the black in the eye. But I want to add some blue into this. So I'm going to do a little angle corner here, just kind of putting a line down. But I'm doing it in the pencil. I'm not going to worry about doing like an outline for this. And then I'm just going to color this little corner edge in blue. And then just a little bit up here. Same thing, little corner edge in blue. Just like that. Now the eraser is pink up here at the top of my pencil. And I'm going to make that pretty dark also. Bye, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for drawing. Don't forget to share your art with us. And then I'm going to do this kind of portion where the metal is. I'm going to just do that a gray. And the eyes, I'm going to color inside of that kind of glasses, the glasses shape. So I'm going to color around here in this little section, just a really, really pale blue. And the portion here below is kind of a really light brown for the wood color that pencils are. They're just yellow on the outside and wood color in the and then lastly, coloring the pencil in yellow. All the way down and into that zigzag. And I'll do this pencil over here in my cup. I'm going to do that a yellow pencil also. So I'll put the yellow down over here too before I put this yellow away. And then I'll get that brown back out and color the wood up here. And I think I'll do my pen red. I'm not pushing too hard on this one, just kind of giving it some color. And I'm going to make my ruler green. This one's called apple green. Apple for the teacher. That's what they always used to say when I was a kid. That's what we gave our teachers for teacher appreciation. We just handed them an apple. Maybe made them a card. But I think that's fun. I think getting things like this that are handmade, that took you some time to do, those to me are the special gifts. And now I'm left with my jar. I am going to do a light pink, if I can find it. There it is. For the tongue. And then I'm going to color just kind of in a circular motion where the freckles are. I'm going to do pink too. So just kind of 2 pink circles on the cheeks. And then I'm going to do the inside of my pencil case purple. And I'm going to do this little portion on the sides darker, since that would be the inside. It would be shadowed a little bit more. So I'm going to do that darker. And then I'll do the actual jar lighter. And I can go right over the top of that pink I put in, because you won't see it, and if you do see it, it's okay, right? Because the jar was purple and it just has rosy cheeks on top. So it's okay if it picks up a little bit of that purple inside. Let's go along this edge. I'm just kind of blending through, since I did some lines vertically and some lines horizontally. I can kind of go through and blend that, any lines that I'm seeing out. Sometimes I'll even do it in a circular motion. Coloring in a circular pattern over things will help blend the colors, make them even. And then I'm just going to take the same purple and do a little bit darker underneath the eye, just to add some shading. And there we go. Those are my school supplies. And again, you can take that and you can write anything you want up on the top or down on the bottom. Write a special message to your teacher. I would still make sure you always sign it, write your name on it. And you don't have to do the age and where you're from if you're sending this over to your teacher. I'll go ahead and do it because mine's just staying here. I'm the teacher, so I'll hang on to mine. And then you can also, again, like I said, you could take a picture, send it off to your teacher. You could send it to multiple teachers if you have a couple of them. And then you can also share it with us on the page. There will be an album for it, or you can post it right on the group. And you can also share it on Instagram. We have a Draw with Stacy Instagram, and you can share it there. And then I like to share those as well. We have a birthday today, so I just have one. So happy birthday, Alicia, if you're here. I hope you have a wonderful birthday and do something special to celebrate. And for the rest of you, I hope you just have a wonderful Wednesday. I look forward to seeing your art. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's our late draw, and we are drawing Sonic the Hedgehog. So I will see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. for Sonic. And I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for drawing with me. Bye, guys.